Step one, wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step two, get some good, some food in you. Step three, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step four, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Good morning, good morning. Welcome to Good Morning Crypto, where we turn your early hours into your edge in the financial world. Today, we're going to go over the Nvidia earnings from yesterday. So let's dive in and get you prepped for success. I've got Bitcoin pulled up. We ended up consolidating from this on this fib, pulled low to high at 69.1 or 49.1, my bad, to 64.9 on this 382, sitting at 58.9. This is the range I talked about earlier this week that we should look out for on the pullback if we ended up losing the 236. So let me get the stock heat map pulled up for you. We did have a lot of sell-off from yesterday. Apple down 0.68%, Nvidia down 2.10%, Google down 1.11%, Microsoft's down 0.78%. We have Amazon down 1.34%. We have Berkshire Hathaway up 0.86%. We have Eli Lilly down 0.58%. ExxonMobil is down almost 8% at 0.99%. We have Tesla down 1.68%. On the crypto side of things, we do have Bitcoin that is sitting at 1.18% up. Ethereum is up 0.64%. We have BNB sitting at almost 1% at 1.01. We have Solana at 1.04. Cardano is up 2.86. We have Toncoin up 1%. We have Dogecoin up 1.12. Looks like Polygon's down 0.78%, and in the top 25, looks like that's going to be the only project that is down right now. For economic data today, we do have the USA coming out with a heavy hitter. Going to be core PCE, quarter over quarter, is coming out today at 7:30, and we do have continued jobless claims as well. We also have corporate profits quarter over quarter. Later in the day, we do have GDP rate quarter over quarter and retail sales month over month. So along with initial jobless claims, these are going to be the heavy hitters for today. So all of these are going to be very early in the morning, so I would be careful on the charts today. Good morning, Justin Eubanks. It is just me so far this morning. LBC is a little slow to get to the stream today, so we should be seeing him here shortly though. At 9 o'clock, we will have pending home sales, which should be another market mover On the bond side of things, we do have several bond sales. The 4-week, 8-week, and the 7-year note are going to be dropping today, which will be nice to see how people are gauging risk on and risk off after we get GDP data and PCE data for the morning. Good morning, Melissa. Here bright and early. And then looks like that's going to be pretty much it, except for the Fed Bostic speech at 2:30. I do have the Nvidia earnings pulled up for the morning. So Nvidia Q2 earnings. The revenue from Q2 was $30.04 billion, with the consensus at 28.68. So a decent change for the quarter over quarter, up 122%, which should be a big market mover once we get our heavy data drops for the day. This is what everyone was kind of waiting on the traditional finance side of things. So we did see a bit of sell-off in the aftermarkets from it, which I would expect that to be a little bit of a false move, as they're trying to scare people into selling into their hands, where they can just buy it on up and ride the price out from a big earnings report. Let me hop back to Bitcoin and I'll get that pulled up on the hour chart. We do have a little bit of a getting to the top signal on the prime oscillator. So I would keep my eye out for that this morning as we're getting the data drops for the day. You do have the MACD still pointing up. So if we do end up pulling back, I wouldn't expect too big of a pullback. And I would look at coming back down here to the 382 that I talked about earlier. And yes, Melissa, the prime oscillator is a paid indicator. Let me end up pulling it up on a little shorter time frame. I have the 15-minute. As you can see, we have had on the 15-minute the oversold down here, and a reversal signal, but we did get a little bit of divergence. Good morning, Lunar Beaches Crypto. Good morning, Rokinos. As we made this higher high, we had a little bit of a lower low here on the prime oscillator. So if we do pull back, I wouldn't expect a massive pullback. Let me see if David is ready to hop in for a second. Nope, looks like not yet. So that pullback, I would let me get to the right screen. That pullback, I would look towards taking down to these consolidation range that we had done earlier, sitting lower 50s at 59.2. So not a massive pullback, but with the divergence that we had, I would expect with positive data to see a move to the upside back towards this 61.25 range. So that's kind of what I'm looking at for the day on there. I do have the Dixie pulled up. Let me get that back over there. We did have a reversal signal come in on the Dixie on the 4-hour chart on the prime oscillator. So I would expect a little more upside on that before making a slight pullback to the bottom of this range, which was sitting at 101, and sorry about that. My headset died. Let me. I would expect a little pullback to this 101 range. That was a solid little bouncing point before we kind of see a move on that. For some of the more risk-off assets, the correlation will be highly inverse, but we have seen a lot of price movement with Bitcoin and the Dixie going together. So I would keep my eye out for that. Let me get another asset pulled up for you guys. I had looked at near yesterday. I had talked about this range over here, coming back down to it. We did wick down to the 4.2 range, and it looks like with the curvature that we were seeing on the prime oscillator from yesterday, that we are going to be making the move up that I was talking about. With the MACD finally getting that curvature that I was looking for as well, we did get the reversal signal and the oversold signal yesterday. So this is what I had my eye on for a little move. I did not enter on that. I was kind of waiting on confirmation that we would be moving in the opposite direction. So I'm still not completely sold on moving up. I would like to see the MACD end up getting a little more curvature and end up crossing before I'm really confident in making my swing trade on that. So the little price target I had for that was going to be this range here at 4.8, and on the top side of that, taking out some of these wicks that we had here that are kind of even. That was heavy selling pressure at the $5 range. So that's what I have my eye on near. Good morning, Trade Intuition. Good morning. Let me get gold pulled up. So we did have a little bit of a triple top on gold. With the data that we're getting today, I would expect to see a new all-time high on that, which gold has been consistently doing. So it looks like we could end up posturing for that move today. We do have a little bit of outflow on that, but a lot of people have been posturing with Nvidia's earnings from yesterday and the GDP data that we're supposed to get today to really see what kind of risk on, risk off things are going to be. So if we do get some bad data with jobless claims, but get good GDP data, I would expect to see people being more comfortable with risk off, as they will we'll be looking at a 25 basis point cut and not seeing a 50 basis point cut. This will be highly dependent on the job data that we do see today, though. So it looks like David is hopping on in. Let me get him pulled up. Good morning.
Good morning. I made it.
Better late than never.
There we go. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Are we live?
Oh, yes. We are
Oh,
definitely
okay.
live. I mean, you should know that. You've been in the chat. I was like, hold on.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I was like, wait, did I type on the wrong account or something? And I was like, I was never in the chats. What?
Is my audio good?
Let me get that checked out.
Hello? Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Let
What's
me-
up?
Not a whole lot. I've just been going over a few of the asset indicators that I've been having my eye on for how risk on, risk off people are going to be after we get these numbers today. We do have PCE and some GDP data coming out along with jobless
Oh.
claims. So
Mm.
could be a heavy hitter. I say could. It's going to be a heavy hitter of a data drop today.
Oh yeah?
Oh yeah.
You sure about that?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, okay.
100%.
Why?
Because this is going to be the data that lets people know exactly what kind of sentiment they should be approaching the markets on. Whether we're going to get the 25 basis point cut or the 50 point basis cut. That's going to be job numbers mainly for the cut, but also market sentiment on PCE and the GDP. So
So you think the market has not yet priced in a rate cut because they don't really know which rate cut they're going to get?
I think they've priced in some of the rate cut,
Excuse me, sorry.
but if you're going to price in a rate cut, you want stability. If you are getting a 50 point basis cut, you are not going to have stability. Like, yes, you'll see a sell-off the same way you would with a 25 basis point cut, but the 25 basis point cut is going to recover very quickly, whereas in you would see downside for a while on a 50 point basis cut as people are scared.
Why would you be scared when the price when it's getting cut?
Because it shows insecurity in the markets. It shows
The people getting scared are insecure, okay? They need to start paying attention like we do every day, coming in here every day and paying attention to this stuff and not being scared. I'm tired of people being scared.
Well,
Be adults.
some people have a reason to be. I mean, if you're trading with millions and millions of dollars and it's going to dump on you and you can make your money elsewhere, that's what they're going to do. So they'll sell
Stop trading
before
with
that.
millions of dollars. That simple.
Hey, that's what we're trying to get to. What you talking about?
I ain't trying to trade millions.
I mean,
That's too risky. I mean, it depends on how much money I have, but
I mean, you can trade millions without trading the millions. It's called leverage.
yeah, you're right. I still, man. Let's see, 100,000 on 10x. That would be $1 million trade.
$1 million account, you trade with 10% and you use 10x. That'd be $1 million trade every time.
That's crazy. Trade with 10% and risk 1%.
Yep. which is
$1,000.
Yeah. But like the upside of that is amazing. You're like, okay, well, I just paid myself for the month in a short time
For
frame.
for the year, man. Oops. Did you go over
I went over
Bank of America?
I went over Nvidia's earnings. I was waiting on that for you. I was just reading the chat right here. Rokinos was saying, if you have $1 million, you should not trade. You already made it. I don't agree with that. $1 million doesn't go very far when you're 29 years
Not in
old.
today's age. Not in today's standards either. You know, $1 million used to be the goal. Now
Oh
it's
yeah,
kind of like, man, I hope I can get to 10, 10 mil.
right? I mean, I could comfortably retire and work for myself full time doing my side work if I had, I don't know, like 25 and could just trade 25K and just trade. But $1 million is not the goal anymore. I just don't see it being a sustainable long term like bag to live off of.
I mean, if I had $1 million to invest or to trade with, I'd be okay with that.
Yeah, yeah. Most
I
definitely.
could make a living off of that.
Exactly. Like we see other people do. Or I know I have a buddy's dad who's a whole coiner, and basically all he does is he takes his profits from trading, day trading on the SPX, and then he just parks his profits in Bitcoin. And he's just retired at like 40 something and chilling.
Nice.
Uh,
I
that's what
want to
I'd
be
like to
retired
get to.
and chilling.
Yeah, that's what I'd like to get to. He's like
I mean,
always
I
on
wouldn't
the
be
golf
chilling,
course.
but yeah, I wouldn't be chilling, but I'd still be working somehow, some way, being active.
Same here.
Can't get complacent just because you got some money. You got to keep
I'm
moving. Got to keep the blood flowing, or you're gonna die early.
I mean, I would get complacent for a little while and be like, "Oh, I can do some things I've wanted to. Take a trip, like maybe go see family, stuff like that, cuz they live all over the country and it's kind of hard to get us all in the same spot at the same time. But after
My
that,
kids would
I'd
be
buckle
like, "Oh,
down."
you trying to be complacent? No, that ain't happening." All right, dude.
Well, let me get this Warren Buffett article pulled up.
Who's that? Hey,
Uh,
why did the market tank on Nvidia earnings?
well, I had talked about that earlier, where it's they're trying to scare people out to sell into their hands and ride it up. But also, there's the simple fact that we have a big data drop today, several of them. So they're
Does it not have anything to do with the stock split that's announced?
when is that coming up? I haven't I
I'm
hadn't
not sure.
kept
They
up with
just
that.
announced a stock split yesterday. So,
Oh, I did not see that on it. So,
yep, they did. They announced a $50 billion stock split.
oh dang.
Hola, French toaster. Hola, Raquinos. Hola, hola, Tia Joe.
So
What's going on, guys? Did
you're
I miss
telling me
someone?
I can buy Nvidia cheap again?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how cheap it's going to get. It's only $50 billion on a multi-trillion-dollar asset, but
I mean, the smaller price would definitely have me jumping in,
mm.
just because it's
Well,
like,
I think that's the idea is to get
yeah,
more people in to keep buying and keep pushing the thing up.
oh yeah. If Nancy Pelosi doesn't sell, I'm not selling.
Mm.
That's my
Well,
sell indicator.
problem is you won't know that she sold until after the fact.
um, I mean, not too far after the fact, but I do keep an
Hmm.
eye on congressional members' moves because they have to report any move that they make over $1,000. So
Oh, so they can make a million little trades without anybody even knowing?
I mean, I guess, but that doesn't seem very efficient on the fee side of things.
I didn't say it was efficient. We're talking about politicians.
True. True. I think they'll be a little more efficient where it comes to their own money, though. They don't care about our money. Like, oh, give us more taxes. We'll just like spend it like it's nothing.
Yeah. Hmm.
But Warren Buffett is selling off Bank of America, and maybe you should buy it, says Wall Street Journal.
Hmm.
This column is part of the 8th annual Herd on the Street stock picking series. Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway has recently been selling down some of its long held stake in Bank of America. Over the past month, Bank of America has underperformed the KBW NASDAQ Bank Index, down about 5% versus a roughly 1.5 drop for the index. Given Buffett's lifetime record, it would be hard to fault someone inclined to follow his lead on a trade. But Berkshire's motives are opaque. As of mid August, it still had held roughly 12% of Bank of America's shares outstanding, according to Dow Jones market data. It has already earned billions of dollars on the investment. So this is a big thing on why they'd be selling. Where it's like, even if it is going to continue going up, they've already made so much money that there's probably somewhere else that they can also make very big money. What is good for
Hmm.
Berkshire over a decade plus time horizon isn't necessarily the same as what might work for other investors in the quarters ahead. In fact, a close look at Bank of America suggests that for now, recent events might actually bolster the case for the bank as one of the stronger bets among lenders in the near-term future. When it comes to the recession fears that have at times spooked the market lately, Bank of America might be among the lenders better positioned for such a scenario. In the Federal Reserve's most recent stress test of severe economic downturn, Bank of America's loans losses were 5.5% of average balances, well below the 7.1% average across the 31 large banks examined. A deep recession remains an unlikely scenario at this point. What is almost certain, however, is that the Fed is poised to begin cutting interest rates. That is going to be that is going to take a bite out of most banks' interest earnings. Loans priced off benchmark rates begin producing less interest income, while deposits pricing is slower to adjust. I know you had some thoughts on this when I shared it with you, and I thought they might be similar to what I had thought about it, but I did a little digging into the past on times that we have seen rate cuts that are keeping us from recession, but not harsh rate cuts like back in 2001 and the 2008 crisis, more the times where we've been posturing for a soft landing. And at those times, you see banks doing very, very well after interest rate cuts. So that was what piqued my interest after I read the article and did some digging into that.
Yeah, I was just gonna say about this one is that it's not one that I would buy right now. I would wait because I don't know that it's going to. It kind of looks a little toppy to me, to be honest. I don't really like the way that it's looking at the moment. I mean, you have Warren Buffett selling off billions of dollars worth of it. You got to think why? Why would I mean, I know he's made money. He can go ahead and move on to something else, but he's it's not the only thing he sold.
No, he
He
sold
he
off
has sold
Apple.
he sold off Apple, he sold off I mean, he's been selling like crazy, and that just means he's getting prepared for something else. I mean,
Yeah,
the thing is, dude has so much money that he could just it could take him a couple of years to sell everything before the crash that he is expecting occurs. And I do expect some kind of big crash some point. But right now, I think we're going to see some pullbacks. But I think we're still cranking, man. Nvidia, I think it's about to put in more new all time highs. Um, it's just crazy how everything's kind of going right now. I just wonder how long it can go. But I
yeah,
mean, as long as we keep getting these healthy corrections like on the way up, it's just kind of like uh, what's you got Fed rate cuts coming. I mean, yeah, that'll I think initially I think during the cutting cycle it might get a little choppy, a little sideways, even down to crypto will probably go do this exact same thing. But once it gets to a certain point and they turn the money printer back on, will just get cranking again. So we might get, however long the rate it takes for the rate cuts. Usually it's like 6 months to a year or something for the full cutting cycle. I think up to 18 months maybe.
mm, yeah.
And by the time that's over, I mean you probably already have bottomed, and it's probably already starting to turn back to the upside before it hits 0% and the QE is turned on. So, man, I would just be buying dips and just playing the long game for the next crypto for like the next year. For stocks, I mean, for crypto for like the next 5 years. 5 years, I think, for the whole market in general. I think. Everybody keeps calling for, I think, like 2030 a crash in 2030. I think we might get a little bit past that, actually. I'm thinking 2032 maybe, because I just think we're gonna see some nice grind up. It's a big time. Um, it's a revolution, if you will. It's a big tech boom, another tech boom. I heard someone yesterday say it's more like 1995. Uh, which would pretty much give us another 4 to 5 years. Um, so, and you have AI, you have the financial order of the world kind of turning a little bit or broadening really, less U.S. hegemony, and dominance. Just, yeah, I mean, money's just moving around freely, but it's still gonna go into big stocks like your Nvidias and your Apples and your Googles and companies that are tried and true and proven and but are also in the tech sector, in AI. iPhone, Apple's gonna be putting freaking Chat GPT on their iPhones, so
Hmm.
it's a revolution, man, and revolutions don't last just a minute or a year in the markets. It's things are changing, and for the hopefully for the better. I think it's for the better. But yeah, what do you think about all that?
I mean, I feel like AI has the potential to keep things afloat for longer.
No,
Just with the way that things can be squeezed for profits or assisting and broadening out what we can actually do. where there's more opportunities for new investments to come up, and we could really see less control from your big stock, your big tech stocks, where we have giant advances in other areas that we never even expected or even thought about,
Mm-hmm.
where space travel could really boom if we have a lot of AI impacting manufacturing on on like vehicles. We have AI helping us with a lot of complicated math problems. We have AI figuring out alternative fuel sources, figuring out how to use resources in different ways. Because I don't know if you've noticed, but like we're okay at it, but we're not super efficient at a bunch of these things. So we've
And
got a long
AI
way.
will help with that.
Yeah, we've got a long way to go, and I think we're primed for, yes, we'll probably end up seeing a recession at some point, but I'm not sure how soon it's gonna be because market sentiment is kind of going to the upside with how much you're seeing tech have a big influence again. So I do see it in my lifetime, a big, massive, almost depression type thing, but I don't think it's that close as everyone thinks it is all the time.
It always takes way longer than people think it does because it's a lot of money, a lot of stuff moving around. Um, and they're playing whack-a-mole with
Oh yeah.
with the depression. It's just as much as they can, and then eventually the gig is up.
Yeah. And you have the debt game that these governments like to play when they shuffle money
Mm-hmm.
here, shuffle money there, shuffle money here, shuffle money there. Like
Yep.
they've kept it afloat for a pretty long time. They do it pretty efficiently.
Yeah, they scam you pretty efficiently.
Yeah.
Oh man. So what do you think? Do you think this Nvidia stuff is going to bring AI back to life in crypto?
It really just depends what projects you're talking about. Whereas in like your actual AI projects, I could see that, but these projects that people love to call AI, that is not actually AI, that just has AI use cases and is actually more deep in or storage and things like that. Um, those are the projects that we actually saw a little more resilient on those pullbacks, where they didn't pull back as hard as your AI stocks did, your AI crypto did. So I would see the AI pick up some of those gains that it didn't end up losing on top of like the AI use case ones. Like render's not AI, render's 3D rendering, which like yes, AI uses graphics cards, which that's what graphics cards do is 3D rendering, but like that's not AI. That's AI use case.
Um, Rakino says David is too bearish about the future.
Oh, if you
I
think
think
he's
uh, I think he's
bearish.
being sarcastic. Where do you expect the big bear market? Well, I mean, what do you mean by where? Or do you mean when? Oh, in crypto, scam halal. uh, I don't know, to be honest. I do think the altcoins are having a rough time, rough go about it for a pretty simple reason. And that reason being there's too damn many of them. Um, I think that's why Bitcoin is seeing a lot of dominance, not to mention the ETFs and all that stuff. But this is Bitcoin's bull run, I think. And I mean, every bull run is Bitcoin's bull run, but this is like it's like breakout moment because it's got a spot ETF on the New York Stock Exchange, which is massive. I mean, so does ETH, but ETH is still not doing hardly anything, but it will. And you know, a lot of the altcoins will, but a lot of these altcoins, guys, especially, and some of them are in your bags. They are not setting new all-time highs this cycle. I'm sorry to bring that news to you, but they are not. But what you can look out for is look for Bitcoin to top and Ethereum topping, and that's when you got to get out of your alts because that's just how it goes. If your altcoins are at retracement levels as Bitcoin is topping, as Ethereum is topping, then that's consideration for getting out. It's not financial advice. I mean, it's just common sense. Yeah, don't hold your bags because trust me, it's not a good feeling to hold your bags all the way down. I've never done it, but it's not a good feeling.
I know plenty of people that have done it, and then they just stock
Exactly.
back up. But the thing is, you can't guarantee that that thing that went booming last cycle is gonna boom the same that it did. So yeah, you might have got in at on Cardano at $1 and rode it up to 3 something and then rode it back down and then started stocking back up. But are you confident Cardano's gonna get back to even $3? Are you gonna see even the gains that you would saw last cycle on your original buy-in? And that's got a lot of
Exactly.
people worried. I know I'm all out of Cardano. I swapped that on its way down
I
to
don't even. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
where I had bought it. When it started posturing back to the buy-in levels that I had originally bought in this cycle, I was like, nope, I can't do this one. You're going to injective now.
Yeah, you've got to. Each cycle has its. The thing is like, I mean, with Cardano's, is it still top 10?
um, yes.
So, I mean, these things, your Cardano's, your XRPs, your Solanas, um, your Doges. I mean, I don't know how much more. I mean, these things might get 5x's, right? They just got big market caps now. I mean, unless something comes flooding in, unless they come flooding in institutionally and just buying up everything that they think is going to be something. The thing is, there's just too much stuff, man. It's too much. It's way too much. Um, it's there's not enough money to go around, and there needs to be a great washout in crypto, and there will be one, maybe. The thing about crypto is that a lot of these things, once they get started, you kind of can't stop them because they are computer programs and software. So as long as there's like a node or something running, they're gonna keep running. Whether or not they're used, I don't. That's the main thing. But they're still just code, so it's still just gonna. They're still gonna do what they're supposed to do,
Yeah.
regardless. Um, so it's just kind of that's why I've found more. All right, let's get more into like the RWAs, right? Um, the real world asset stuff, or proof of work, anything that has some type of connection to the physical world as well as the digital. I think is going to be of great utility to businesses and governments and governments, meaning the people of those governments, not the people, not the politicians, but the people, like we the people, how we actually like kind of uh run the government, but not really, because we
Yeah.
we elect our representatives and stuff like that. Um, yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm just kind of a Bitcoin maxi these days. It's just not really because I do hold alts, but
Are you
I'm
saying
very heavy Bitcoin.
are you saying you're
So
getting back to the roots of what started it all, David?
I'm just saying that I don't like these alts. There's too many of them. Last bull run was so much easier.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Trying to find the winners this go around is really difficult.
Well, that's why I really don't break out of like the top 25, top 50 maybe. I have like
Hmm.
two projects that sit outside of that, and that's just because it's like I know it works, I know it doesn't work, and I know where a lot of the liquidity goes, and it's not into shit coins, you know? It's like
Exactly. That's my thing. I was like, that's not where it's going. So why would you put your money in it if you got to be putting your pennies next to the big guy's dollars? Okay, that's what you got to be doing.
mhm.
And one of these days, I think we need to go through. We need to go on Coin Market Cap and go to portfolios, and then go and look at like A16Z, Three Arrows Capital, or whoever. Go look at their portfolio. Binance. Go look at their portfolio. See what they have in their portfolios, because very good chance that a lot of that stuff is probably what we want to be looking at, because
Oh
they
yeah.
have the inside knowledge. They know what's good and what's not. They know what can be classified as a security or not. So, um, although the SEC will make you question whether or not you actually know what a security is, because they don't even know what it is.
Oh yeah.
What do you think about the Wells notice? Them sending Wells notice to OpenSea
Uh, I'm actually really happy about it because,
because you hate OpenSea.
no, because I don't like NFTs.
uh,
Just because of they came too early. It's like NFTs aren't a bad thing. NFTs, as what they are now, are a very bad thing. Because it's just like, hey, let me pay a bunch of money for a little piece of art that anyone can screenshot it and be like, yeah, I have that too, bro. Look at that. I have it too. Like
it's a piece of
it's
history.
but like look at the like what was the board ape yacht club? Like you had a little monkey like
Beanie
if
Babies.
if we have GameFi that is actually working and
Hmm.
has money being pulled in, and you have pairings with something like Rockstar or Epic or any of these big names that actually make games,
Hmm.
and you want to buy a skin. You buy it as an NFT, and then when you're done with it, somebody wants it from you, they pay you for it. That's an NFT that makes sense. Whereas in like a little picture of an ape on a like it doesn't make sense to me. What is it?
I don't care. That doesn't mean I want the government to come up in this free market.
Uh, I don't know. I feel like crypto could do with a little bit of cleaning since crypto won't regulate itself.
Well, yeah, that's true. But I don't. But do you think NFTs are securities?
Um, uh, I wouldn't say that they're not securities.
All right, you sound like that's a very political answer.
Yeah.
um, OpenSea. So whether or not they are securities is kind of beside the point. I think, in my opinion, that this could be the first signal NFTs might be making a comeback here soon.
Oh God.
I'm telling you, it's always led by bad news.
Well, I will not be playing that game.
um, well, I'm excited to see what they can come up with or what people can do with their NFTs. Um, that has any kind of tangibility to them. I mean, look, we got Trump selling more NFTs, and then OpenSea gets slapped with a Wells notice. So that's so funny. I didn't even I just now put that together. It was like
Mm.
right after Trump, right after Trump releases Trump cards, digital playing cards again.
Yeah,
Uh,
but we
OpenSea gets slapped with a Wells notice.
yeah, I'm with Mark Dutch. NFT trash.
Yeah.
Well,
I still have one sitting in my thing that I sitting in a wallet that I couldn't get rid of.
I got one that got airdropped to me because I used the base network to move Ethereum, and I'm like, I don't even want this thing. What do I do? Like, it's not worth anything, so I can't like sell it off or anything. So like, it just sits there in my wallet.
Melissa has definitely bought some of those Trump cards, by the way, because she's in here correcting. Those are digital collectibles. LOL.
uh,
I know you bought some. I know you bought some, Melissa. You freaking degen.
I don't doubt
uh,
it.
we got 6 minutes.
Yep.
I haven't even gone over Bitcoin.
Well,
Um,
I went over it at the beginning of the show before you hopped in, so I will toss that over to your screen, and you can show the people what you're looking at.
I'm not looking at anything. I'm just looking at I don't know. This looks I like this nice little steady climb here. This might actually pop up today and we might be getting a little bit of relief going into that PCE. When does that news drop? Is it 8:30?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're talking about in an hour. Because it's 8:30 New York time. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe we can get some pumpage today. I'm still very cautious of a further downside. Especially, let me zoom out really quick. Especially because we've got a bunch of lows down here. So, man, they don't have to get swept. I would just kind of like to see it get swept. Although there has been some aggressive spot buying I was seeing yesterday on Coinbase. And we have had a significant flush in open interest to where um, our the open interest that is in the market could be mostly short now. Um, that's to be seen. So yeah, I would wait for a break back above this level here at about 61,500. I would say 62,000, probably a little safer. That's what we need to see. We want to see a break above that and a daily close above that. Um, Maybe even a weekly close above that before we can consider going back to being bullish. I do want to see, well, really don't want to be bullish until we break these highs here. Once we break these highs here, then we can start talking about, okay, we might have bottomed and we are moving to the upside and are heading to 80K, we'll say. I think we're going to have a rough, I don't know. It could go quickly. It could go quickly. I was going to say we could have a rough time in the 80,000s, at least a pullback of some kind, maybe get up to like 88 and then have a pullback. I've seen some people call that the possible top of the market, and I wouldn't say I disagree, honestly, because it could very well be. but I don't know that that's going to be the case. I think we do break 100K. But yeah, looking at the daily, I do like how yesterday was kind of a consolidation, indecision candle type of day. We could see us. We do have a fair value gap right here. Now, we did not sweep a low here, so we could be coming up into that fair value gap in order to push us lower into more of this order block down here on the daily chart. So sweep that low and then keep going. Now, if we get above here and we get a daily close above that, then that would signal to me we could maybe see some further consolidation and then move higher to the upside. But yeah, I mean, let's see, got a little bit of a hidden bearish divergence here. We did get the pullback. These are typically ABC corrections, so we could be seeing something like this. Actually, I'm probably going to lean more towards that. This ABC correction. Also, we have that range that we've been talking about. So we got the deviation above. Let's get the deviation below, and then let's continue higher and start the ride to 100K. And we are very short on time, and so that's all that I can really do today. So maybe more charting tomorrow and less talking. No, I'm kidding. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it today. I enjoyed the conversation.
So did I. We had some great banter today, so it was a lot of fun.
Very thoughtful. We even for thinking pretty deep for 6:00 in the morning.
All right. Like, you just woke up, but I've been up since 3:30, so I've had time for my brain to wake up.
3:30.
Yeah. You gotta get the workout in. You gotta pump some iron in the morning.
Man, I'm best after I've stared at the charts for like an hour. And then if I can get in there and start talking about it, then it's something. But yeah. All right, we have a minute left, so.
Thank you for everyone that joined the show today. We appreciate you guys. It means a lot. Please smash that like button for us and subscribe if you're not subscribed. Yeah.
Don't forget to watch Piper Academy at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time and Crypto Nightcap tonight over there on Piper Academy as well at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Thursday. That's going to be it for us, guys.
Everyone, wake up.
Today's going to be a good day.